And remembering, you can ring up and talk to the boss. That's what's cool about Penny Homes. Proud to be Taupo, proud to be local. Homes to be admired with Penny Homes. Bring it on.
All right, getting revved up, ready to rock and roll. This is going to be MX2 race number 1, and we are away now on a brilliant gate drop. What a start, massive field of entries here, and we fly into that first corner, and some good starts there. Everyone seems to get away relatively cleanly. We've got it all to play for in the mathematical equation for Cody Cooper. If he can finish inside the top 4, he will lock away that MX2 championship with a race to spare later on today, as this is going to be absolutely frantic. We've got brilliant updates on all our points. We've got Hayden Smith and James Scott second and third of the championship, separated by just 7 points with 2 more races left. We've also got a few more exciting twists and tails in there. Matic Dixon not out of the question for a top 3 overall either, and Kobe Burke and Matic locked in their under-19 battle as well. So there's under-19s in there, MX2 in there, and a massive 26 entries here. We had 30 plus yesterday, a bit of attrition rate, a bit of one-day event wonders there, but this is going to be spectacular to say the absolute least as they fly over the rapids. This is a fabulous part of Digger McEwen Motocross Park. We did a slightly different version here yesterday, and also we used the sawdust yesterday. This time we're using the rollers, so cool, and credit to the Taupo Motorcycle Club. What a show they've put on so far this weekend, and the work they did overnight while we were all tucked up in bed sleeping to bring us world-class motocross at round number 4 of our Aon, Fox and Pirelli New Zealand Motocross Championships. Trying to catch an update of our red plate holder. You'll notice the awesome livery on board today. 2006 James Stewart replica Kawasaki's in the Bridgestone race team. It's something special to watch. You need to go down there and have a look, and that's Coops. He's in about 10th place at the moment, so a little bit of work to do for that man with the red plate. If he can finish in the top 4, he will lock away this championship with a race to spare, so that we on the mind of that Bridgestone Alpine Kawasaki team for sure, as we got James Scott in charge. We talked to Jimmy this morning, and wasn't quite happy with his day yesterday, but up and down, but this is going to feel pretty good to get that good start and show us how it's done. There's only been 2 riders that have won races in this campaign, and James Scott has not been one of them, so let's go and get him behind James Scott on the L3 window systems. JCA Yamaha, he's flying. Ollie here, great start from Ollie. He's there with Tommy Watts in 3rd place. A Yamaha 1, 2, 3 at the moment. Ryan King, another great start from him. He's in 5th place. Sam Blundell there. He will join Ryan up in that top 5. We've got it all going on nicely as our 26 strong field of MX2 competitors get the first lap underway quite nicely. So this is all going on quite nicely, and well, Neil, we talked to James this morning, wasn't happy by his own very high standards about yesterday's performance. He has come to play today, and just exactly what the doctor ordered for the L3 window system JCR team.
Oh man, what a difference, what a difference. Hey, there you go folks, what a difference overnight makes. And you know, if we'd effectively under normal situation, this would have been a 1 week difference between these 2 events, but it's not even 1 day, as we finish late yesterday and start early today again. So you know, you've effectively got what, probably 14, 15 odd hours is all the separation is. So how do you recover from that? You have a bad day, you've got to force it out of your mind, you've got to refocus on what you're going to do today. You don't literally go home and say, well, I'm going back to the gym, or I've got bike repairs to do, or I've got to heal up a little niggle. If that niggle's there, you've got to make sure it heals up. You've got to ice it, you've got to you know, work it, physio it, and you know, maybe potentially, you know, cream or something of that nature. So you've got a lot of work to do to get your bike and body and your mind back into racing again. So this is huge, and James was not on fire yesterday. He knew it as well. It was lovely to talk to him, because on the home Mega Papa stud in the beautiful West Waikato, we're going to be there for the big endurance race coming up in a few weeks, and I asked James whether to be on board, and he's not quite sure yet, in fact, as to whether he can make that event. He's got other things on the radar, and there's nothing wrong with that at all. Good to know that he can potentially have a focus of some other bigger events on the scene. But if he's there, he's thinking about doing an Ironman, a massive 8 hours. That'll be huge as we look out for it. But it's a James Scott show coming to Ignite and Delight. How good is this? Former Honda team man, of course, now on the L3 JCR Window Systems Yamaha, and he's feeling good and on fire at the moment. How positive as he breaks away. But of course, we all know the excitement on this one. We're on because with a handsome 33 points, it is Cody Cooper who leads Hayden Smith ahead of that man James Scott, and James is actually 40 points behind Cody. So Cody has got a handsome advantage. All he's got to do is finish in this race. In fact, even if he did not finish, he would actually still be potentially 15 points in front if it was James to win it. So, you know, and a 15 buffer is not bad, but we don't want to wish that on at all. Don't get the idea that's what we're saying. What we're just giving a scenario is when you've got a 40-point lead over the man that leads the race, that is a little bit of a plus to have. But Cody, I'm sure he'll be feeling just how good he's going at the moment. It won't be a panic to him at this stage. So, you know, you don't worry. 12th place, it's a little bit of work to do. Yeah, we know that is a bit of work to do. But on all accounts, nothing that you would say is too bad out of there. So, 12th place, you can't buy a start here these days, Brad. You've got to earn it and deserve it. But Coop's on the back foot. I'm sure he'll carry help.
Well, it just goes to show how unreal this MX2 field is. If you don't get a good start, it's hard for even the series points leader to get into the top 10. So he's got a lot of work to do. But the good news for Coops as far as the championship's concerned is the next man in second place is Hayden Smith, and he's only in 10th place. So Hayden Smith had to really win this race to try and take this championship into another race later on this afternoon. The man in third in the championship, he's doing everything he needs to do. James Scott well in command, and he is flying on that Altherm Window Systems JCA Yamaha. So look at that go. Still got Ollie and Tommy Watts second and third place with Ryan King in fourth. That's a fabulous show from those young fellas there. And then go back to Matt Dixon. He's there for a quality fifth place, and that will be the first of our maybe a second of our under-19s with Ryan King in there as well. So 1-2 for Ryan King, Maddock Dixon as far as that under-19 championship's concerned. But Maddock has a little bit of a buffer in that overall classification. And then look at some of our fabulous Pro Circuit team, Green Kawasaki's Finn Watts up there well inside the top 7 with Josh Jack in there. And then Jack Trelaw, we had a great show from Jack Trelaw here yesterday, a big charge through the pack and almost got himself up into P2, but a fabulous trip to the podium on the Jeff Scott Electrical KTM. So look out for Jack Trelaw. He's got Hayden Smith, Kobe Burke and Cody Cooper right in behind him, and they will certainly use the next 13 and a half minutes to try and claw their way back into this overall fight, as it's just playing out beautifully for our MX2. What a field, what a superstar lineup, led of course by James Scott ahead of Oliver here, then Tommy Watts, Ryan King and Maddock Dixon, Flynn Watts, Josh Jack, Jack Trelaw, Hayden Smith, Kobe Burke and Cody Cooper. That is all the way down to 12th place as we see it. And just breathtaking scenes here. Digger McEwen Motocross Park. The club's done a wonderful job and turned this track from overnight. It was pretty rough and rugged when we walked away from here after 3 races in each of our championship classes, and then the club's turned around and just turned an absolute beauty on here. So credit to all the hard work going on, and this MX2 field just so delightful to watch. It's 12 and a half minutes away from potentially finding yet another player to win a race at MX2. There's only 2 competitors, Hayden Smith and Cody Cooper, that have won in this championship, and looking like James Scott certainly, with 12 minutes to go, he could be another one in that company.
Well, I'll go Hunter and James. I'm talking about Hunter Gilbertson, Hunter Stens in there, and James in there as well. So when we look at those 3 riders, we talk again about people that are outside the top point scorer, you know. So James Roundtree in that group back there in 22nd place, you know, that is not the James Roundtree we know, but because of the intensity of the racing going on, you know, he just can't literally jump into a top place and get the credit he deserves. You know, he has won events over the summer, including the likes of the acclaimed Waikato champs. So I tell you what, this guy makes it happen in our sport, and great to see. So let's bring it on. The university student from Hamilton with his family now, of course, here in the Taupo region, so not far to travel, but it's James on the back foot at the moment, but I'm sure he can bounce back for this one. But look at this, speaking about Jameses, it's the James Scott show here at the moment, as James brings that Manga Papa Angus supported Altherm JCR Yamaha into contention with an incredible run out front. Man, what an advantage. This is mega to see as we look out for the Yamahas to make it a duel there with the great Tommy Watts there on the Paul Whibley Racing supported O'Neill Apparel bike. So great to have Tommy into contention with us with that MX2 lineup. And in fact, as far as MX2 is concerned, we are talking about the quality of the lineup that we have here today. Just, you know, and the James Roundtree advantage is just one of those. Hey, by the way, on our program, folks, this is round number 1, the MX2 Racing, brought to us, in fact, by Hooker Honda, as we have already today with, at Taupo Power Sports as well. We've had our program. I just want to make sure we get the right page of that one. That'll be the credit we do. So, of course, MX2 with, in fact, this one along with Hooker Honda. The next one, Taupo Power Sports, and then Penny Holmes for our MX1 field today. So in this MX2 lineup, keen to talk about our 912 for Tommy there on the tyre, General Yamaha, Forbes and Davies, Unforeseens, QRS Wide, or Sam Harvey Training supported YZF today. So good effort from Tommy. We've seen a lot of Tommy in cross country. Had the privilege of having him in the NZSS event a few weeks ago, and now pretty special to see him coming out here to moto, a part of our sport which we know and love. Tommy, who was a great story we had when he was number 2 NZ in Junior Nationals all those years ago in Hawke's Bay. Everybody went, who's this kid? The boy from Wairoa up in northern Hawke's Bay, of course, an area totally devastated by Gabrielle as well. And to know, in fact, I was pretty keen to catch up with him the other week just to know how well the family and friends and others had survived, because an area devastated by that cyclone, and good to know, in fact, that he's here he's okay, and so too is his greater family as well. And of course also working as part of Dirt World as well, and we're going to hear more about Dirt World opening up, of course, here in the greater Rotorua/Taupo region in the next few months. So bring it on, it's Tommy Watt's ride, and a special ride back there in second place. The Altherm JCR overall Yamaha teams had a real spirit along here, Brad, and that is pretty special to see. And Tommy, I did not expect to see that from a man effectively making a comeback in motocross here.
Unbelievable, yeah. Now he's sitting there in second place, Ryan King in third. Now these two boys, they have not had trips to the podium in MX2 racing, right now in second and third. And with only 8.5 minutes to go, there's well and truly the chance we could have 2 new members to our awesome MX2 podium. So awesome stuff. Manic Dixon, Ollie here, still 4th and 5th place. Hayden Smith's got himself up into 6th ahead of Flynn Watts. And then go to Jack Trelaw. Coops is up into 9th, so that's exciting for his championship aspirations to try and lock it away. But with 8.5 minutes to go, Cody Cooper at the moment will not lock away his title with 1 race to spare, so he'll have to come out in the last one here. So just a bit more drama served up by New Zealand Motocross Championships for 2023, and they've had absolutely everything. It's one thing they haven't had is a win for James Scott. He's the current 2 NZ in MX2 racing, and he would love to show us just how good he is. He's had a really up and down year as far as his own personal high standards are concerned. And if he can come out here and blitz the field, he's in an 11-second advantage and 7.5 minutes remaining to try and hang on. So James Scott, we're looking at him at the moment. Tommy Watts and Ryan King at the moment in line for their first debut MX2 podiums.
We'll talk about our series sponsors with Aon, Fox and Taupo, but of course all these clubs need their local sponsors. So here, of course, with Taupo, Penny Holmes Kia Trailers, Honda, Suzuki, Yamaha, Hooker Honda in there as well, acknowledging Sign On, the team at MXT. Thank you to Nicole. What an outstanding job of recent months, man. She's been the busiest lady in motorcycle sport for my money, with probably working over 7 days a week, and some of those days in themselves, 10, 12, maybe up to 15 hours. Just huge, and well done to Nicole, and the way she helped to become race secretary across the New Zealand Superbike Series, and what she's done with our motorsport as well. Thank you, Nicole. Along with Daryl August Motorcycles, Pro Moto, along with the amazing support from Townley Builders, Taupo Smash Repairs, More FM, Engrave It, Motor Oils, Derby, the home of Maxis, Hames Builders, Taupo, and our great commentary box, along with Total Energies, Bike Talk, Unforeseen, Decals, Rapid Ship, Group Refrigeration, Yamalupe, GGL, along with Uline Homes, Gum Trip Logistics, Utterly Organic, thanks to Team Moxham here, Taupo Diesel Solutions, Alpine Star Bell Helmets, Taupo Motorsport, and of course the Taupo Motorcycle Club Committee members. Can't do it without those local people making local sport happen, and particularly for us in our world of motocross. Bring it on.
All right, 6.5 minutes remaining. James Scott leads comfortably. Tommy Watts still there in second place, but the battle for third is red hot as Manic Dixon tries to pull him alongside his good mate Ryan King, and see if they can find themselves that fight for third place. Unbelievable at the moment. That's the fight for the win and the overall lead for under 19 glory as well. Ollie is still there in 5th place. Hayden Smith is in 6th place and closing in, so look out for Hayden. He knows how important every championship point is. He's got that 7-point buffer back to James Scott for third in the championship, so it's 33 points to Cody. He's up into 9th place. We've got Hayden Smith in 6th. He needs to try and beat Cody Cooper by as many points as he can to try and take that fight into the final race today. And James Scott also, he's 40 points in behind. He may just be a little bit too far to climb, but it's all on here, and we're only about 5.5 minutes away from finding out potentially if Cody Cooper can win that MX2 title with a race to spare. It's actually quite electric here, and it's certainly been some fabulous racing from MX2, some of the best racing we've seen in a number of years. And like we talked about all day yesterday, just even scoring points in this championship is an absolute achievement. So there it is, 5 minutes away now, and James Scott putting on a bit of a show.
You talk about the 40-point buffer that Cody has over James, and when you look at that, effectively there's 25 up for grabs in a race. So give James 25 points. That means the deficit is 15, and all we've got to see is 15 or more points made up. And at this stage, when you're back in 9th place, you are right there. You're right there. So pretty close to that point score. We'll get an idea of that shortly as we're looking out for the fabulous racing and the way this track has opened up. And hey, I have to say that welcome to all of you out there. Thank you for joining us here at Digger McEwen today, and on behalf of the Taupo Club and the team, a very warm welcome. Thanks for supporting motocross. Remembering all the money that you pay to come and follow our sport goes to our sport. It doesn't line anybody's personal pockets. We're not a promotion. This is not a rock concert. We're here for the sport, and it's our clubs, the likes of Taupo, South Otago and Rotorua. We get to put on the great events that give us the support we deserve. And thank you to those, as you understand, there's been a bucket going round to support the Hawke's Bay Club and the rebuild of their facilities after the devastation of Gabrielle over there as well. So thank you all very much. We appreciate it immensely. So as we talked about the 15 points, so when you're back in that ninth place, in fact seventh he's gone to. 7th place, we're moving up, Brad. So there you go, looking to do it. Oh, Medic further back. Well, so to me, he's got the title. I think he's got enough here. Remembering it's a 40-point deficit. We know James is going to get 25. He's got 15 to play with. As long as he's scoring more than 15 points, the title is his with a race to spare. That's the factor, with a race to spare. So Cody will know that, and he's out there at the moment, and a chance he's on.
Oh, this is going to be unbelievable to try and work out. Our little brains up here are going to be stretched to the max for sure. Digesting this one here, we're trying to crunch the numbers, but I think, yeah. So if James Scott wins, Cody needs to finish within 10 points of him, and that will be the 15 points. So he's right now in line to just do that. If Hayden, he needs to try and really, he's in 4th place at the moment. That'll be 18 points. So I think, yeah, Cody will have enough if he's only going to get 18 points out of that one. He'll need to beat Cody by about 8 points there to try and take it into the 25 for later on today. So it's all going on in our heads at the moment. So Hayden Smith needs to have more than an 8-point swing on Cody Cooper just to take this into the next round. And James Scott, he needs to have that full big swing. So it's all going on up here. The mass is going. And right now all James Scott can do is carry on what he's doing. He's got 2 minutes now remaining. And he will certainly be absolutely loving the feeling inside that helmet. The Althen Window Systems JCR Yamaha has turned up to play here for round number 4, race number 1. It's all going on in behind him as Tommy Watts still there in a quality 2nd place. Here is Ollie Eyre up into 3rd. There is Hayden Smith, who's now going to be in 4th place as that's starting to heat up for the podium. Then we go back to Maddox Dixon, who's ahead of Cody Cooper. So Cody Cooper now up into 6th place, and that certainly now is starting to get exciting for Coops. I think if he can hang on to 6th place, it's certainly going to be enough to win the championship. As Hayden needs something special. Coops is doing enough at the moment, and James Scott, all he can do really is carry on winning and hope it all happens in behind him. So this is going to be an electric minute and a half as the clock's about to expire. James Scott, he is just making an absolute statement here this morning. Got that wonderful start. By the time he got to the front hole shot corner, he had a couple of bike lengths off everyone else. So he was absolutely flying. And ever since then, he's just chipped away at this race very nicely. Tommy Watts, a full credit to that man. He is at quality 2nd place at the moment. But it's the podium fight that's going on. Ollie Eyre, Hayden Smith and Maddox Dixon are going for it.
You know, here's another example, Brad. Look at this. James Lynette, Marshall Phillips and Luca Fremantle. They are 16, 17, 18 in a class. 3 well-acclaimed, very competent, top-rated riders in our national scene. You know, Marshall Phillips, former junior star. He's got top 4 in New Zealand 125 racing in the past as well. And that's giving us an idea. And the reason I'm talking about these is not to be saying that those riders aren't doing so well. It's just to say that the calibre of the rest has risen so much that other riders are doing better than they would, that normally they would be taking the places. So the heroes that have come to the party party have been absolutely incredible, and there's been a whole lot of new names. Our favourite one of yesterday, Jack Trelaw, this man from Otautau in beautiful Southland, on a podium for the first ever time in a national MX2 race. The man has forfeited his very famous and super successful Southland Champs being held this weekend down there at the Sandpit in Invercargill, and he's come all the way from Southland to leave that prestigious event. He could have smoked him. He could have been the premier winner of the local event and got all that prestige, but no, he's looked at the bigger picture and come here to Taupo for this big national championship doubleheader. So bring it on with the fast and flying Jack Trelaw. Just another one of the new names, which is why those other names are being pushed further down. So many upsets and up and comings that we've got in our sport. There we go to 912, Tommy. The Tommy gun is off, and it's the Tommy Watch show out there to fly. Keeping your eyes on Hayden, remembering the other catalyst in here is Hayden Smith, of course, and we've got to see where he's going to finish, because he's actually officially in second place behind Cody, 33 points in arrears. It's James Scott, of course, that's back in that third place, by 40 points in arrears. So that's the calculation. We've got a jostle between for those two riders to see whether Cody is going to win this title with an entire race to spare, and the real chance to do that at the moment. So there we are, Hayden officially in fourth place. So it's James, Tommy, Oliver and Hayden, then go to Maddox and Cody working his way to a six, Brad. That is 16 points that he's got in this race, and that goes with it. So you add 16 to the 25 you've got, and the points of James Hayden, and we're fine. We are absolutely fine here at the moment. So Cody set to continue his 25 plus points advantage. We are sweet.
Oh, this is something special. What a cool championships, and although it's going on nicely, there's 26 strong field out there, and we're about to have another man into the frame of race winners during this campaign, and this is a wonderful performance from James Scott. He's absolutely flying there, and what a credit to that L-Thin Window Systems JCA Yamaha, because this is more than just a win for James, it's a win for Josh, a win for Naba. He does a lot of work, and it's wonderful that he can be rewarded here. We know how good James Scott was. He turned up to play in the summer cross. He was wonderful all through the year. And then to come out here, and he's had an up and down year so far by his own personal very high standards. This is going to be a bit of vindication for this talented young man, a wonderful man on two wheels, and he's only a couple of quarters away from adding his name to Hayden and Cody as race winners in MX2 for 2023. So let's hear it, and everyone on your feet for this man here, the 108. He is going to go and put his name back into second overall in the championship. James Scott wins, and with that, he'll go back into second overall as we got the podium fights going on, and behind him it's going to be a wonderful show. We've got Ollie Eyre there. We've also got Hayden Smith, so that's second and third place. So Ollie Eyre, Hayden Smith going at it as they go with a couple of corners to go. We've got that one there. Ollie Eyre's going to hang on and come second. Hayden Smith's going to be in third. We then go to Maddox Dixon. Cody Cooper's going to come home in fifth, and that will win him the MX2 championship. Well done to Cody Cooper. What a performance. And cool that we've got Ollie Eyre, his first trip to MX2 podium glory as well. Hayden Smith, he's going to be there in third place, rounding out the podium. Tommy Watts is going to come home in sixth place after being second for the majority of that race. That'll be heartbreak for the Tommy gun. And he'll have to come home there in sixth place as we roll through our MX2 program on this scintillating final lap. This is race number one. We've still got one more race to go later on today. James Scott, Ollie Eyre, Hayden Smith, your podium. Maddox Dixon's going to come home and win the under-19s for his fourth place there. Cody Cooper there in fifth place. And Tommy Gunn, unfortunately, that six. He'll be devastated after leading that P2 most of the way around. Jack Trelaw's going to get there for seventh place. Kobe Burke in eighth. Ryan King's going to be there for ninth place, and Joshua Jack will round out our top 10. So absolute scenes, credit to not only Ollie Eyre getting his first trip to MX2 podium glory, but also a first up race win in this championship for James Scott. So let's cross down to Neil, who will have that and hopefully catch up with our new MX2 champion.
Right, the other point of that, of course, is that with Tommy Watts dropping out of that top group, what's happened there is actually Hayden's come up a result. So he's now got the third place. That means there was only 5 points to separate first and third in that race, but they were 7 points apart. So it will still be Hayden to lead going into the last race by 2 points for that second place. So looking pretty awesome. So just when we thought that James had done enough to leapfrog into the second overall. He will be 2 points behind. So remembering when there's 3 points up for grabs between first and second, it effectively comes down to who can beat the other for a first and second, to who will get the second placing overall. But superb result in there all the same. So well done. So let's get him up here in third place, Hayden Smith, who still holds on to second overall by 2 points. 2 points with one race to go here on the program of this afternoon. But here is the CML Gas pilot, the ex-Taihape man here with the Jack Links Pirelli Motor X machine. And Hayden, the story you tell is just incredible, man. Nobody else that's done the MX1, MX2 double like you're doing here, and doing it with the success you are. So congratulations. How are you feeling this morning?
Yeah, I feel all right on the bike. I'm really gutted about the start. Would have been almost last place. It's a funny class, MX2. You got these real keen young fellas in there that just maybe could do with some more brains. Yeah, a little bit annoyed with what happened on the start. But no, the bike's running really good. Suspension's good. Hopefully we can put it together in the last moto. Thanks, Neil.
Yeah, well done. Great to see. So some credit well deserved there. What about it though to our runner-up? Where's those Hawke's Bay people? He's done it, Hawke's Bay. Let's hear it, Ollie. Yeah! Oh yes, good applause out there, Ollie. It's all coming together, mate. Nice to see you back. A good effort for all the Hawke's Bay. I know you've dug deep for them, mate. But hey, more importantly for you in that one, that's a great show.
Yeah, it was good. I didn't really know I was in second, and I knew I was in second at the start, and then I fell off, and I didn't really know where I was. And Hayden gave me a caning and nearly got me, and I got back, and now it was good fun, good race.
How's Taupo today?
I was pretty wicked. It's going to get not as rough as yesterday, but it's going to be pretty gnarly at the end of the day.
Right, good to see you. Right, let's have him up here, the winner of the race. Absolutely awesome. The fight back is on. James Scott coming back at ya. Well done. He was sitting still in third place, but he'll be a couple of points down. First of all, James, what happened in that race that you couldn't do yesterday?
Just the start, pretty much. Got a good start, and yeah, just rode a lot better than yesterday. Enjoying the track a lot more today. There's a lot more moisture in it, more lines. It's easy to race on, I think. So it should be a good next moto.
All these guys need the next moto, but Amanda does not need the next moto, because we've crowned our MX2 champion, another rider to join the elite list of winning our New Zealand 125 New Zealand MX1, and now he's got MX2. Come on, House, bring it down for Cody Cooper, our national champion, 3 in a row. There is only less than a handful of riders that have pulled off this unique feat. And Cody, if anybody was to say at the beginning of the year that you were going to struggle for a podium in MX1, but you were going to whip him in MX2, how are you feeling right now, matey?
Yeah, pretty ruined. I woke up feeling like a rock, but no, I don't know, I feel a little bit more looser now, so just should help me with the MX1 bike, and then just see from there, really.
Right, hey, so when was the point that you realised that you were having fun on this MX2 bike and you wanted to ride the New Zealand Champs? We saw you do it at the Waikato Champs late last year. Is that when you started to get a feel for it?
Yeah, I normally do 2 classes there, and I was surprised how powerful the bike was standard and how good it handled, so I was like, we don't have to do much to it, and that's how it led, really. Yeah, you can see it's like getting good starts, and yeah, I just like it. It just normally when I was back in the day, you know, riding and I'd go for a 450 or 250, it's like a big difference, and you don't want to ride the 250. But when I got on the Cowie, it was awesome.
What a great story! All right, mate, are you going to come out in the next MX2 race and still go out there and do it?
We'll see.
Pretty ruined. Let's hear it, folks. Here he is, our New Zealand champion. Well done, Cody Cooper, one of the heroes of our sport, 39 years of age. It's a sensational story, and we all congratulate him, so well done. Hey, bring it on, folks, of course, with our MX3 back on the racetrack. We're rocking through, remembering only a 2-round finale here for Taupo for the final. A few reasons for that. One of them, of course, we've added the YZ65 Cup, so there's still plenty of classes, plus the fact that we love this uneven number of races, odd numbers, so they help the accumulation of points. by not having less points ties. And the other feature, of course, is we've got our final. We've got a big pack up to do, and then to incorporate a prize giving at the end of the day. We're all at Fins on Tūwharetoa to celebrate our great sport tonight as we enjoy this motocross feature finale. Brought to us by Aon Insurance, Pirelli, Powers Nothing Without Control, and Fox, the ultimate in moto apparel and casual wear. You'll find them all here supporting our NZMX for 2023. Along with Penny Homes, proud to be local sponsors. We're here courtesy of great firms like Sign On, Darryl August Motorcycles, Hooker Honda and Pro Moto, local bike shops with Taupo Power Sport supporting this Taupo Motorcycle Club. We're making history here, folks, with a big double header. Hope you're enjoying it out there. Ctas Live, and for all of you here in the public today, a warm welcome. Bring it on with more Mighty Motocross. Back to our MX3. Over to you, Brad.
Yeah, right into this one, MX3. They're 11.5 into their enthralling encounter here. We've got